Welcome to Discovering. Prime summer fishing season is upon us here in the UP, and I've had the opportunity to get out on the water a few times with a lot of success. Tonight, I have two of those fishing stories to share with you. First, we're musky fishing in the Western UP.
I get more enjoyment out of fooling a big fish here in my, more of my home waters. The big fish here are few and far between. It means a lot more when you get one.
And then we're on Lake Michigan for the Dick Ranguette Salmon Derby Ladies' Day. So sit back and relax. It's Monday night and it's time for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forests thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
I met up with musky anglers Nate Osfar and Devon Ray in the Western UP for what was hopefully going to be a successful day of musky fishing. First things first, make sure those hooks are sharp.
When you only get so many bites a day, it doesn't pay to take chances. Right now we got a big weedy bay, a lot of nice deep cabbage in here, and we're just gonna be kind of fishing along the weed edge fairly quickly, cover some water, try and find an active one early in the morning here. We were here last weekend and we had a couple shots at decent fish, so see if they're not still here. But we're both throwing bucktails just to cover water to start with. If we move some fish and don't get them to eat, maybe come back with rubber medusa or a bulldog or something like that. But a lot of times early in the morning, the bucktail is a good choice.
Like that?
You can just cover water efficiently. It hooks well, so if you do get a bite, there's a good chance it's gonna end up in the net. They do like to eat in the figure eight. This is a little bit dirtier water. The one fish I lost last weekend was in the figure eight. It was actually the first cast of the day when I was demonstrating to her nephews how to do a figure eight. Every once in a while, the fish cooperate.
I have high hopes the fish will cooperate. Nate is an expert musky angler.
My name's Nate Osfar. I guess I'm probably most known for fishing tournaments, musky tournaments, and I've been doing that for just about 20 years. I've had a lot of success in, I guess, started with the WMT, the Wisconsin Muskie Tour, and in 2013, my partner Matt Raley and I started fishing the PMTT. And I think we're the only team to ever win 3 championships. We've won 4 qualifiers as well, and a lot of second places and other top 10 placings. But I do a small amount of guiding, but I do work a full-time job, and I like catching fish. So a lot of times on my weekends, I just want to go fishing for fun with Devon and relax.
Devon is also no stranger to musky fishing.
I have been musky fishing for about 15 years, but didn't get really serious into it until I started making baits, and then spent a lot more time on the water, a lot more time figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And now it's just become, for the past couple years, it's just for fun. And I seem to enjoy it a lot more now that I don't have to do it.
What's your biggest muskie?
Biggest was 48. But probably my most memorable one was the first one I got on a figure 8. That was probably the most exciting. It wasn't the biggest fish, but it was the funnest to catch. So a lot of times you don't see a fish following behind your bait, and if you figure 8 and when you go to turn, they'll sometimes hit if they're underneath it. And then a lot of other times you will see the fish coming and you can figure 8 for a while before they'll hit. You just want to keep going, or sometimes they'll go under the boat or deeper down, and you just keep figure 8ing. And there's many, many times that you catch fish just by figure 8ing. So you take the extra time. But that's always more exciting because you can see them right there under your feet.
Nate and Devon said the weather conditions today are ideal for musky fishing.
Got some clouds, a little bit of a breeze, but water temperatures have dropped significantly here in the last probably 4 days, 3-4 days. We had upper 70s, 77, 78 degrees last weekend. Right now I got 70 degrees. There was a lot of fish out suspended in open water. And usually you get these temperatures dropping a little bit. You get some fresh fish that move into the weeds. So another reason for starting here. Might get a couple that haven't seen baits yet. Muskie are more pressured now than they've ever been. Advances in electronics has contributed a lot, as well as, you know, the better mapping chips available. There's a lot less secrets than there used to be. The internet, there's a wealth of information available to anglers nowadays that wasn't available before. And the average fisherman is a much better fisherman now than they used to be. So more fish get caught. That's why catch and release, and of course releasing them properly is so important. You get a 45-inch fish up here. That's an old fish, and it takes a long time to replace something like that. So when you get those better ones, we really try to take care of them, you know, get a quick picture and get them back in the water as quick as possible.
I asked Nate what he considers a big muskie.
Anything 48 inches or bigger in Wisconsin or this area of the UP is a quality fish. I mean, it's a big fish. Really 45 inches is a really, really nice one. 50s they're hard to come by up here. I have caught some. I caught one last year, and it was late in the year. It was a real, probably at least a 40-pound fish. So they are here, but you're gonna put some time in to catch them. A lot of times the lakes that offer you a better shot at one of those, you know, super giants don't have a lot of fish. So a lot of times you're sacrificing numbers of fish to have a chance at something really big. I guess the lake we're on here has some big ones and a good population. So we got a good chance of getting something on camera. Just kind of waiting for that window to open up. And a lot of times with muskies, especially now that they've been more pressured and conditioned, you can be doing the right thing all day long and only catch fish for certain windows. The feeding windows are really, really key and apparent. A lot of times it seems like either all the fish are biting or none of them are biting. We'll do a little bit of jumping around. We're gonna try some rocks as well today. I got a real nice fish yesterday, fishing some deep rocks a little bit later in the day. We've got moonset coming up at, I think about 4 today. And a lot of times those deeper water fish tend to relate heavily to the moon. So we'll probably fish some weeds here early and see if we can find one up here and switch up to some deeper stuff as the day goes on.
Nate had just one follow in that weedy area, so later in the morning we moved to one of his rocky spots and it paid off.
Feels like a pretty good one.
Which side are you going to?
Coming right in this way. Oh yeah.
Nice one, babe.
There we go.
Get in the shower to get it.
Nice stocky fish. Hook good. So, let me see what we're working with here. Yeah, that'll pop right out. Nice fish, not huge, but a stocky one. See how big she is real quick, and we'll get her back in. So, 42. Now we'll do the release. I got that one on a tube here. I got a blade rig on there, but it's just it's a nice erratic bait. You can move it in the warmer water temps. They like something moving kind of fast and erratically, and this does get down. You can get it down 8 to 12 feet pretty easily, and the rock bar we're fishing here tops out at about 6, and that fish was kind of positioned off the side of it. A lot of times they're not right on top of the structure, they're adjacent to it. And one thing I've noticed in looking at my live is all the bait's been more off the break than right on top. So that's why I was kind of casting parallel to the break of the bar rather than, you know, of course I'm casting right at it as well, but trying to spread my casts around and just cover as much water as possible. So we're going to, and that was on the wind-blown side. A very good percentage of the time the muskies will position themselves where on the side of the structure that the wind's blowing into. That seems to be their preference. So we're gonna try and get another one now. But it's very common to find, you know, groups of 2 to 5 fish in a smaller area. And it's been said that, 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water. And I think that's pretty accurate with muskies. As soon as you figure out what they're doing, it's not uncommon to contact several in a smaller area. One thing about this lake is, it doesn't seem like you get a lot of follows. I tend to get, mostly bites, but that makes it a little bit more, I guess, of a mental game when you're not getting the action and seeing the fish and knowing you're doing the right thing. You just have to have confidence that you are doing the right thing. So that's why I rely on my electronics a lot and looking where the bait is and just spending enough time on the spots that look best to me. Yeah, there's a ball of bait right here, and you can see on the live, that's probably small perch. I'll just look around, but you can see that's all bait fish there. When you find areas that have this much bait, generally muskies they're not far.
We fished all day, waiting for the moonset, and planned to fish an hour or so after that, about the time Nate caught one the day before. At the end of the day, we tried one more small rock hump where Nate has had success.
Big Joe. This was actually the first rubber musky bait made, I believe. It's not quite as popular as a lot of the new things, but it still catches a lot of fish. Musky Innovations makes it. The one fish we caught today was off one of these mid-lake rock humps. That seems to be where the majority of the bait fish are hanging out. So, but the constantly changing weather. Oh. Nice job.
Nice.
Okay, can you grab the net for me?
Yeah. Calm down. On your bait, that was your first. All right. First time using that one.
It was a long day of fishing, trying to be in the right place at the right time when that window opened up and the muskies wanted to eat. And all the time and hundreds of casts finally paid off. I was pretty excited to see each of them land a beautiful muskie. It was a great way to end the day. A big thanks to Nate and Devon for letting me spend the day with them. I covered this story last year, but when Lois Ranguette asked me if I wanted to join her for the Dick Ranguette Salmon Derby Ladies' Day again this year, I couldn't say no. It's just too much fun.
No lines in the water till 5. I'll radio out at 5 o'clock and let you know when you can drop lines. 3 lines per female. The men can drive, set lines, net the fish, and assist getting the rod out of the rod holder. Girls, you gotta reel it in on your own. Make sure you're at final weigh-in by 3 p.m. and good luck out there, ladies. This year we have 12 boats, so we've got 3 more than we had last year. First place is $550, second place is $200, and third place is $135.
This year, Lois and I jumped on board with Team Out of Line, who won the Women's Day last year with a 21-pound king salmon. The other 2 ladies on the boat today are Connor and Camry. Dylan and Keith are captain and crew, setting out lines and putting us on the fish.
Went under, so just hold on, let's let him go. Yeah, that's a fish.
The first king salmon to hit was right away on 400 feet of popper line, and Camry was first up.
400. Oh, another one! Somebody, come on!
Then, pure madness.
I think she might just be in it.
No, that's a 400. That's way back there. You're good to serve. You're in for a long haul with that.
Step down. Oh, whatever was it, come off.
There were a lot of short strikes, and many fish were gone as soon as the rod was pulled out of the holder.
God, good. Yeah.
And Camry still had a few hundred feet of line out.
Oh, this one. Hey, right here.
Grab it. The riggers are the hardest one.
I'm done. I usually do.
Oh, there you go there.
Got him.
That's what it was.
Is that her?
Yeah.
This one her too?
Yeah, that one is too. Do you just want to grab it?
This one?
That's what it was. I thought we had a diver tangle. That's not a bad fish.
Great. Oh.
Okay, we gotta get these reeled out tightly. Watch out! Sorry, we got a huge mess here. I know. I'll be quick.
The guys were reeling up the other lines to keep the fish from getting tangled. This right here is what salmon anglers live for.
That's a coal. It's a coal. You get that in yet?
Oh, I just don't.
Oh, there you go.
Camry battled that big king for what seemed like forever, and sadly it came off.
Didn't break, did it?
We were thinking that it could have been that winning fish, but it made us feel better that they think it might have been foul hooked.
All right, get rested up.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit again.
Camry didn't get much of a rest. She was on another longline salmon before sunrise.
Man, at least I feel like I'm doing good.
The ladies got 3 in the boat in that first hour. Not a bad way to start the day.
It was a little calm this morning coming out here, and then as soon as they got lines set, we had one big one on right away, and then lines just kept going. It was everything we could do to keep up with them. We ended up losing the big one, but it's been a fun morning so far.
How's the fishing been out here this year?
It's been pretty good. It's my first year fishing on our own boat out here, and we've done pretty good with the limited gear we got. It doesn't really take much to come out here and catch fish. It's been a pretty good year so far. A lot of fish being caught out here. We've heard of a couple big fish getting caught. That's been within like the last couple of days, so the big girls are just moving in.
See how the rest of our day went on next week's show. That's all for tonight, and I hope to see you right back here next week for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.